Most engines should hit 200,000 miles, but most die before 120,000. Why? Simple neglect. The fix? One quick habit each month. It takes under 10 minutes, costs almost nothing, and can literally double your car's life. And stick around, because the bonus tip at the end is the real game changer that separates 150,000 miles from 500,000. Let's jump in. Habit number 14. Check engine oil level and condition. Oil is your engine's lifeblood. More engines die from neglected oil than anything else. Checking once a month takes 2 minutes. Pop the hood, pull the dipstick, wipe, reinsert, and read. That stick tells the truth more than any dash light ever will. Good oil should be clear amber, like honey. If it's dark, gritty, or smells burnt, it's begging for a change. Check the level too. Even a quart low means parts start grinding and that damage never comes back. I make it a ritual. First Saturday each month, coffee in one hand, rag in the other, I check my oil. I've seen delivery cars hit 300,000 miles this way. Engines don't quit when they're cared for. And since the hood's already up, don't close it yet. There's another quick check that can save your engine from overheating. Habit number 13. Inspect coolant reservoir. Engines don't just die from bad oil, they also cook themselves when coolant is ignored. Overheating is one of the fastest ways to turn a good motor into junk. Here's what to do. With the engine cold, pop the hood and check the coolant reservoir. Never open the radiator cap hot unless you want boiling antifreeze in your face. On the tank you'll see min and max. The level should sit between them. Now check the color. Fresh coolant is bright, green, orange, or pink. If it's rusty, milky, or has oil floating in it, that's serious trouble, often a blown head gasket. I once had a customer come in for a simple top-off. The fluid was brown like coffee, and his engine was already destroyed. 2 minutes a month could have saved him thousands. Since you're already under the hood, don't stop there. Belts and hoses might look small, but ignore them, and they can take the whole engine out. Want a step-by-step guide to keep your cooling system running like new? Click the link above when you're done here. Habit number 12. Inspect belts and hoses. Sometimes a $30 belt or soft hose can take down the whole engine. I've seen cars overheat, alternators quit, and power steering fail, all because nobody checked them. Once a month, grab a flashlight. Belts should be solid, no cracks, no shiny spots, no frayed edges. Press down. If they're loose or squeal at startup, it's time to tighten or replace. Hoses should feel firm, not mushy or rock hard. Look for bulges, cracks, or leaks around clamps. A blown hose can dump coolant in seconds and cook your motor. I'll never forget a customer who came in with smoke pouring out. His serpentine belt snapped on the highway, shutting down the water pump. By the time he stopped, the engine was fried. A 2-minute check could have saved thousands. And, while you're down there with a light, don't skip the next step, ignore it, and you'll be chasing electrical gremlins that make your car go crazy. Habit number 11, keep battery terminals and cables clean. Engines need steady electricity as much as fuel and air. A weak battery connection can make your car act possessed. Once a month, pop the hood and check the battery posts and cables. If you see white crust or green fuzz, clean it with a wire brush and baking soda solution. Afterward, make sure the clamps are snug. If they wiggle, they're too loose. Clean, tight connections mean your starter spins strong, your ignition fires right, and sensors get proper power. Neglect them, and you'll be chasing electrical issues that make no sense. And since we're talking airflow and sensors, the next habit covers something simple but, critical for how your engine breathes. Habit number 10, check the air filter. Your engine is basically a giant air pump. Cut off its air and you choke it. That's exactly what happens with a clogged filter. While doing your monthly oil check, pop open the air box. Most have just a few clips or screws. Pull the filter and hold it to the light. If you can't see daylight, your engine can't breathe either. A dirty filter means wasted fuel, rough idling, and extra strain on spark plugs and the catalytic converter. Air filters are cheap insurance. If it looks gray, bug-filled, or just filthy, swap it out. Don't wait until your car is gasping. And since we're talking efficiency, let's step down to the tires because, honestly, they can quietly load your engine more than you think. Habit number 9, check tire pressure and alignment. Most drivers don't realize tires can make the engine work harder. Run them underinflated, and it's like dragging the car down the road, burning more fuel just to move. By now you should be comfortable with the tire gauge. Don't rely on gas station ones, they're often inaccurate. Check all 4 tires cold, And use the sticker in the driver's door jamb for the correct pressure, not the number on the sidewall. Also, notice how the car drives. If the wheel pulls or tires wear unevenly, your alignment's off. That doesn't just ruin rubber, it strains suspension and even the drivetrain. Proper pressure and alignment keep your car rolling smooth and your engine breathing easier. And speaking of breathing, let's check a small part under the hood that plays a huge role in keeping your engine clean. Habit number 8, inspect the PCV valve. This tiny part is one of the most overlooked under the hood. It's cheap, hidden, but honestly it's critical. When the PCV valve clogs or sticks, sludge builds up, seals leak, and oil gets pushed where it shouldn't. Its job? Well, it vents pressure and vapors from the crankcase back to be burned. Once a month, just pull it out and give it a shake. You should hear a rattle. If it's stuck, gunked up, or the hose is cracked, go ahead and replace it. They cost as little as $5 but can save you thousands in repairs. Keep it breathing, keep your engine clean, and while you're down there, take a quick glance under the car. Those drips on your driveway may be telling a bigger story. Habit number 7, check for fluid leaks under the car. Engines don't just fail when parts break, they also bleed out slowly. I always say the ground under your car is like a report card. If you're not checking it, you're ignoring free information. Once a month, back out of your driveway and look for spots. Clear water, likely AC condensation, dark brown or black, oil, red or pink, transmission or power steering fluid, green, orange, or pink that feels slick, coolant. Even a few drops matter. A tiny leak today can turn into a starved or overheated engine tomorrow. I've seen drivers ignore stains for months, only to end up stranded with a locked-up motor. Catching leaks early costs a gasket, not an engine. And since it's smarter to spot problems before they snowball, the next habit is all about a tool that warns you before your car even says a word. Habit number 6, scan for error codes. Your car usually knows something's wrong long before you do. The mistake most drivers make? Waiting for the check engine light, or worse, waiting until it runs rough. By then, damage is already underway. That's why an OBD2 scanner is a must. They're cheap, plug right into the port under your dash, and show exactly what the computer sees. I scan mine once a month, light or no light. Why? Because not all issues trigger the dash right away. You could have misfires building up, an O2 sensor going lazy, or fuel trim drifting out of range. The scanner spots it before it becomes a repair bill. I've had customers tow cars in for sudden failures, only to find the data showed months of warning. A $40 sensor could have saved them a $4,000 engine. Think of it as a monthly checkup for your car's brain. And once the computer's happy, the next step is checking the fire it delivers, starting with the spark. Habit number 5. Inspect spark plug wires and coils. Engines live and die by spark. No spark, no bang. Weak spark means misfires, wasted fuel, and cylinder wash that chews up rings. And once that damage happens, it's permanent. Once a month, check your plug wires and coils. With old school wires, feel for cracks, brittleness, or rubbing spots. At night, mist them with water. If you see sparks dancing, they're leaking voltage. On coil-on-plug systems, look for corrosion or burn marks on the boots. Pull one off. If the rubber is dry, cracked, or shows carbon tracking, that coil's failing. I had a customer losing MPG because his wires were so worn they arced to the valve cover. Fresh wires and coils and it ran like new. Good spark means clean power. Bad spark stresses every moving part, and since spark depends on clean air and fuel, the next step is checking the throttle body and sensors that keep the mix balanced. Habit number 4. Clean throttle body and MAF sensor. Think of the throttle body and MAF sensor as your engine's lungs and nose. The throttle controls airflow. The MAF tells the computer how much is coming in. When they're dirty, idle gets rough, fuel economy drops, and the engine strains. Carbon on the throttle plate makes it stick, while dirt and oil on the MAF confuse airflow readings, causing rich fuel trims and hesitation. Cleaning is simple. Once a month, pull the intake hose and spray throttle body cleaner, then wipe gently. For the MAF, only use MAF-specific cleaner. Never touch the wires. A couple sprays, let it dry, and you're good. Keep them clear, and your engine breathes smooth and strong. And speaking of fluids and efficiency, let's look at one that's often ignored, but can cook your whole drivetrain when it goes bad.
Habit number 3, fuel system treatment. Engines run best when fuel burns clean, but over time, injectors clog, valves carbon up, and combustion chambers get dirty. That makes the motor work harder, run rough, and waste gas. Once a month, pour in a quality fuel system treatment before filling up. Don't cheap out. Good cleaners clear injectors and break down carbon, giving you a fine mist for perfect combustion. Dirty injectors dribble fuel, causing hesitation, misfires, and lousy mileage. I've seen injectors so clogged they barely sprayed, and the engine shook like it lost a cylinder. One treatment later, smooth again. Stick with top-tier gas too. The detergents help keep things clean between treatments. A clean system means more power, better efficiency, and longer engine life. And speaking of maintenance, the next habit isn't about bottles, it's about listening. Habit number 2, listen for strange noises. Engines always talk, you just need to listen. Too many people drown it out with music and miss warning signs that could save thousands. Every so often, drive with the radio off, windows down, and pay attention. Knocking or pinging like marbles in a can, often bad fuel, carbon, or timing. Left alone, it damages pistons. Ticking or tapping could be low oil, worn lifters, or valves. Sometimes just an exhaust leak, but it needs checking. Squealing, high-pitched belt noise. If it snaps, you lose the water pump, alternator, or steering fast. Grinding bearings in the alternator, water pump, or AC. Ignore it, and the part can seize and throw the belt. Hissing, usually a vacuum leak, throws off fuel trim and roughs up the idle. Thumping or clunking often mounts suspension or drivetrain stress. Strange sounds are early warnings. And since clunks and vibrations often trace back to what holds the engine steady, the next habit takes us right under the motor. Habit number 1, drive the car hard once in a while. Believe it or not, babying an engine can wear it out faster than pushing it. Short trips, endless idling, and never revving past 2,000 RPM let carbon pile up like cholesterol in arteries. The fallout? Clogged injectors, sticky rings, sluggish power, and wasted fuel. That's where the Italian tune-up comes in. Once a month, after the engine is fully warm, hit the highway and give it some spirited acceleration. Not racing from stoplights, just stretch it out, hold higher RPMs, and let it breathe. Here's why it works. Burns carbon off valves and chambers, clears the catalytic converter, keeps piston rings free from sticking, and improves airflow by flushing out low-speed gunk. Engines are built to run across their full range. If you never let them, they stay dirty and sluggish. Give it a proper workout now and then, and it'll stay cleaner, stronger, and healthier. Bonus tip: clean and protect your car's electrical grounds. Do this, and your car can outlive most others. Modern vehicles depend on dozens of grounds to complete circuits. When they corrode or loosen, phantom issues pop up. Weak fuel pumps, random misfires, bad sensor readings, even crazy transmission problems. People waste thousands swapping parts when the real culprit is a dirty ground. Once a month, check those straps and bolts linking the engine, chassis, and battery negative. Remove them, scrub with a wire brush, tighten firmly, and coat with dielectric grease. This simple habit protects the ECU and keeps every system running at full power. Take these monthly habits seriously, and your engine will reward you with years of reliable service. But don't leave yet. The next video reveals the oil change mistakes that